Please subscribe to this channel for more videos related to Catholic Christian teaching. The power of consecration resides in a validly consecrated priest only. Against the Waldensians, who rejected the hierarchy and claimed equal powers for all the faithful, the Fourth Lateran Council declared, "Indeed, no one can perform this sacrament except the priest duly ordained." Against the Reformers' teaching of the universal lay priesthood, the Council of Trent defined the institution of a special priesthood to which the power of consecration reserved solely. The Waldensians are adherents of a tradition that began as an ascetic movement within Western Christianity before the Reformation. The founding of the Waldensians is attributed to Peter Waldo, a wealthy merchant who gave away his property around 1173, preaching apostolic poverty as the way to perfection. Waldensian teachings came into conflict with the Catholic Church, and by 1215 the Waldensians were declared heretical, not because they preached apostolic poverty, but because they were not willing to recognize the prerogatives of local bishops over the content of their preaching, nor to recognize standards about who was fit to preach. In the 16th century, the Waldensians were absorbed into Protestant movement. The priesthood of all believers, or universal priesthood, is a teaching by the Protestant reformers which abrogates the sacrament of holy orders in the Roman Catholic and Eastern Orthodox churches. This doctrine is elaborated in the theology of John Calvin and Martin Luther as a tenet of Protestant Christian doctrine, though the exact meaning of the belief and its implications vary widely among denominations. Having regard to the hierarchical constitution of the Church, it must be accepted that the mandate of Christ, "Do this in commemoration of me," was addressed exclusively to the apostles and to their successors. What is decisive in this matter is that tradition always refers this mandate to the apostles and to their successors in the priesthood, that is, to the bishops and the presbyters, and considered them only to be the perfecters of the sacred mysteries. According to St. Justin, the overseer of the brethren, that is, the bishop, performs the Eucharist, while the deacons impart the Eucharistic bread, wine, and water to each of those present, and bring them to those who are absent. The Council of Nicaea grants to deacons the power of bringing Holy Communion, but expressly denies them the power of consecration. From the passages such as Acts chapter 13, "Now in the church at Antioch there were prophets and teachers," and the Didache, it may be inferred with a high degree of probability that the charismatically gifted prophet of the primitive church also celebrated the Eucharist. it does not contradict the Tridentine dogma to assume that they possessed the sacerdotal powers on the ground of an immediate divine vocation, just as the apostles did. The ordinary minister of the Eucharist is the priest. The extraordinary minister is the deacon, with permission of the local ordinary or of the parish priest for some weighty reason. St. Thomas bases the appropriateness of the priestly privilege on the connection between communion and consecration, on the position of the priest as mediator between God and the people, and on the reverence due to the sacrament, which demands that apart from a case of necessity, only the consecrated hand of the priest touch it. In the early church, during the period when communion was dispensed under both forms, the bishop or the priest dispensed the sacred body, and the deacon dispensed the sacred blood. Please go to YouTube Retirementality channel, playlist, Sacraments, for the complete series of these materials.